I have been in the print-on-demand space for over 10 years, and I now have over 8,500 motivated individuals in my print-on-demand focus community. And I see people making the exact same mistakes over and over and over again, and I'm pretty certain you're making it too. I would recommend pausing what you're doing with your print-on-demand business and watch this video. It will save you time, it will save you money, and it will help you find more winning designs and eventually make more money. Let's do this. There were quite a few things that kept cropping up. However, I've picked the 3 most popular to discuss in this video. Mistake number 1, spending money before you are ready. Almost everyone makes this same mistake in a few different ways. It could be signing up to Shopify just a few months too soon. That might not seem like the biggest mistake, but it can cost you $60 to $80. It's an easy mistake to make as well because you get caught up in the whole idea, and to get immediate validation, you sign up to Shopify, you sign up to Printify, and all the other apps and tools, when actually you're still 2 months away from being ready with your designs, your mock-ups, and your brand. All the while, you're paying that monthly fee for a platform you're not even using. Now, this is a smaller example, as $60 to $80 isn't really the end of the world for most people. Where I see people really take this too far is when they start spending money on ads before they're ready. Maybe they have 25 mediocre designs on their store, and in their mind, they're ready for ads. I don't know what it is, but so many people fall for this trap. It's instant validation that is needed, and it's going to cost you a fortune if you fall for this mistake. You could spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on ads and never get anything out of it, or properly optimize your store and designs for the test. And then at the end of the day, when you've either run out of money or you've come to your senses, you blame the ads and you say, they're too hard, they're too complicated, why didn't anyone warn me? Well, here it is. I'm giving you that warning. Do not spend money on ads until you are 100% ready. So what does 100% ready mean? Well, that's up for debate, but for the most part, it means 100 well-researched, niche-focused designs made and live on your website optimized for selling t-shirts, if that happens to be the product that you choose to sell. Your shipping profile set up, a test order made so that you can ensure the checkout process is actually working properly, and various other things that I do mention in lots of my other videos. Mistake number 2, focusing on the wrong thing at the wrong time. Every single person I have spoken to in both my free community, my paid community, offline, everyone has been guilty of this. In fact, so have I. It's super easy to mess up with this particular thing. And this applies to every business, everything for that matter. But we're focusing on print on demand in this video. It's so important that you put those blinders up and you focus on the right task. I'll give you an example. Say you're just starting out with Shopify print on demand. It's very normal to start worrying about ad costs, email marketing, setting up your store, your social platforms and all of that, but you need to block it all out. All of it, it's got to go. When you're starting out, you're just identifying a niche. Remember, put those blinders up. Don't let yourself get distracted. It's like shiny object syndrome. When you're doing one task, the other one just feels so much more appealing. So you just give yourself 5 minutes to focus on it. And that 5 minutes turns into 5 hours, then 5 days, and then 5 weeks. And the next thing you know, you've completely lost track of what you aim to achieve when starting out. So focus on the task at hand. When it's designing, great. focus on that. When it's setting up the store, great, focus on that. Take each task one step at a time and don't let yourself get pulled in other directions. I was talking to someone a few weeks ago who runs a successful catering business, and this is a slightly more extreme example, but it happens more often than you realize. Anyway, this catering business is going really well for them. They're making good money. And they were asking me about t-shirts. They wanted to set up a print-on-demand store like myself. I asked him why, and he didn't really have an answer. He kind of just said, well, because you're making really good money with it. So, I thought I'd set one up. And I responded with a very simple, you're already making good money from your business. Why spread yourself so unbelievably thin, and instead, all the time that you are willing to invest in starting this new print-on-demand business, just double down on your existing catering business. You're an expert in the catering industry. You're making good money. Double down. Don't distract yourself with something else. The only time I would break this rule is if you had a 9-to-5 job and you wanted to start something at the same time, be it print-on-demand, or YouTube or affiliate marketing or anything. That's when I'd say 100% split your focus and spend as much time as you can building up your business. I guess that's because it's the ultimate dream, isn't it? To have your own successful company where you can choose your hours, you can choose your schedule, and ultimately be free, location freedom, time freedom, all of it. And mistake number 3, not validating your designs. I'm sure you've heard me say it 1,000 times on this channel and in my communities, but I'm going to say it again. Designs are the most important element of a successful print-on-demand store and a successful brand. Other elements are, of course, important, and they do help, like ads and how optimized your website is. Those are just some examples. But without a doubt, designs take the number 1 spot. Making sure you validate your designs is crucial. And I'm going to give you 5 ways to validate your designs by asking you 5 simple questions. 1. Does the design tick the design principle box? 2. Is the design based off a winning phrase or graphic, or both? 3. Have a lot of people sold that same design? 4. Have you got any feedback from experts? And 5, have you got any sales? Answering all of those questions might not be so simple, but some are quite straightforward. So let's just quickly go through them. This is the design principles that you can follow. You can download this infographic for free in my free print-on-demand community. The link is in the description down below. There are other assets and resources that you can download for designs as well. Figuring out if the design is getting sales for others might require paid tools. Or if you're using Amazon or Etsy, you can see if it has reviews, like the design has reviews. Generally, 1 review happens every 100 sales, but in print on demand, it's a little bit more random. Either way, if a design has reviews, it has sales. That's guaranteed. Are a lot of people trying to sell that same design? Well, that's easy to find out. Either have a look on Etsy or Amazon, or do a reverse image search on Google. Most people would look at this as a negative, but I see it as a positive, as it validates the design. If no one was selling it, I would question why. And if everyone was selling it, I would question, why aren't I? It's very simple, right? And because we can sell on Shopify, I'm not really worried about all the other people selling it and all the other competition, because Shopify is my own site. Have you got feedback from any experts? And this one is a little bit harder, but this is why I highly recommend my community, because you have me, Chris Heckman, Aaron, and all the other various coaches that are on hand ready to give you expert advice if you need. And finally, have you got sales? That will be the biggest and best indicator. If you've got sales, clearly people like it. So keep going. These 3 mistakes were just 3 of many, but I found these to be some of the most important and the most widely adopted amongst people in my community. Remember, if you want that design principles infographic, click the link down below. I've made it free for everyone. And of course, if you want to build and scale your print-on-demand business in the next 90 days, definitely consider checking out the Print-on-Demand Hub, our paid and absolutely awesome community.